If no one else will defend the world, then I must.
Greetings Multiverse and welcome to this special Wonder Woman movie review from DC Comics Gamer. General thoughts on Wonder Woman the movie? Fantastic. I feel so good to say that about a DC Extended Universe movie. I liked Man of Steel, I liked Batman v Superman, I liked Suicide Squad. I love Wonder Woman. I'm so happy to say that. I don't think it put a foot wrong throughout its entire time. Well, okay, might be one tiny foot wrong right at the end, but I'll get to that. Yeah, but general feelings. Walked out of the cinema, loving it. I'm so happy. I will be going to see it again very, very soon. 2 for 2 this year. DC are having a really good year. Got the Lego Batman movie and now Wonder Woman. Beautiful, and it makes me so happy that the DC Trinity have at least one brilliant movie each. One brilliant, wonderful, timeless movie each. Superman has one, Batman has one, now Wonder Woman has one. Well, at least one. I think the other two have at least 2 timeless classics among them. For Wonder Woman, hopefully we'll get more. I'm confident she will. After this, I think Patty Jenkins will be able to do whatever she likes with Wonder Woman. It's going to make a lot of money, and I urge you all to see it right now. Just see it. See it. If you didn't like the previous DCEU movies, if something was putting you off, don't let it. Just see it at least once. The main thing I loved about the movie was the pacing. It's a perfectly paced movie. There isn't a dull moment in it. It gets to the point very fast. It gets to the action very fast. It doesn't linger too long. It will always move on, move to another area, move to something more interesting. And just when you think it's starting to get a bit quiet, Wonder Woman leaps into action and takes on the entire German army. I loved that moment. The trenches moment in the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything too much in this review. This review I'll keep pretty spoiler free. Trenches moment is in the trailer, and that scene is even better than it looks in the little snippets we've seen in the trailer. It goes on for a long time. It basically has Wonder Woman taking on all the German army herself, liberating an entire village, and then being hailed as a hero. That's the moment where she shows what she can do. The entire world, and they love her for it. It's just a moment where she says, no, this injustice is happening, I'm not going to stand for it. I can do something, I'm not letting this happen. And she just does it. And I love that. That's so wonderful. That's so Wonder Woman. So perfect. It gets Wonder Woman 100% right. I feel Batman v Superman got her pretty damn right. That was one of the best things about Batman v Superman. But this movie is a complete package, and it gets Wonder Woman perfectly. She's a warrior of love. She is a big contradiction. She is one of the best warriors, if not the best warrior in the world, and yet she loves everyone unconditionally. She hates what she sees about humanity, but she knows it can only be changed through love, not hate. Violence may be necessary, and she will never ever shy away from a fight. In fact, she'll be the first into the fight because she knows she can protect others better that way. She cares. That's the best way to sum up Wonder Woman. And this movie gets it just right. It's got some wonderful beats. I love the bit at the beginning with Themyscira. It just goes straight into it. There's no silly Green Lantern or Thor style. Here's this big intro. No, it's just straight in. Straight in. This is Paradise Island. We're a bunch of women. She's the only child. Then it just happens. The movie just happens. They then go back and have a little bit of an introduction for all of them, for the Amazons, and for everything else. But then they move on. They don't feel the need to do that immediately. They give you the movie first, and then give a bit of a backstory. It's all utterly beautiful. The action scenes are amazing. Particularly Wonder Woman fighting. Whenever she goes into battle, it's so imaginative. everything she does, the way she uses her lasso, or sword and shield, or the bracelets, it's all just fantastic. The movements, perhaps it was a little bit too much slow motion used to show off every single one of these moves, but it's so cool. It really is. Every moment of it is so cool, and you can imagine her doing every bit of it, so you sort of need the slow motion to show off all the cool stuff she's doing. Yes, it's a little bit Matrixy, but it's still cool. I don't understand the criticism Gal Gadot received before this, but I hope it will stop now, because she is great. She is Wonder Woman. That is the best compliment I can give her. She exudes the love and the innocence and the determination and the confidence of Diana Prince perfectly. And with a little bit of innocence, a little bit of naivete as well, because she's a total fish out of water, but it's very different from how Thor did it. Thor got angry and would just do things and pretend to be a prince. Diana is just slightly confused about the whole thing. Why do we have to wear these stupid dresses? Why aren't women allowed in the war room? Why does the job of secretary exist? Can't you do it yourself, you stupid man? Chris Pine also is excellent. He's a little bit world-weary in this. That was quite a surprise. He still gives off his natural charisma, jokes now and again, but he is a little bit tired of war. But he also wants to see it through desperately. He wants to end it. He wants to save lives. And that is why Wonder Woman falls in love with him. And it makes sense. He really does embody all the things she likes about humanity and what makes her want to save humanity. And Chris Pine pulls it off. It's actually a really tough role if you think about it. There's a lot riding on his shoulders. He's the ambassador of humanity, and he's the one that has to persuade Wonder Woman to stay convincingly. Convincingly for us, the audience. And he does. Really understated performance from Chris Pine, but he does it so well. I sort of wish he was Hal Jordan, but he does a fantastic job as Steve Trevor. And the rest of the cast are fantastic as well. Lucy Davis in particular I want to give a shout out to as Etta Candy. She almost steals the movie. She is just so lovely and bubbly, and you could totally see her becoming Diana's best friend. She is just so much fun. One of my few criticisms of the movie is that she's not in it enough. She kind of just sort of fades into the background. She's there at the ending, she helps out a bit with them right at the very end, but in general she is slightly pushed into the background, especially after London is finished. I love the moment when she wields the Godkiller sword as well. That's one of the best moments in the film. She's the only other person to hold that sword. Ares, as predicted, is the villain, but not as much as you expect. I won't spoil it, but Ares' role is not as over the top as you might expect. Dr. Poison I want to bring in though. She's quite creepy. Her role in the movie is to be basically the main villain, even more so than Ares. And I love the fact that it's Dr. Poison. She is one of the earliest Wonder Woman villains, so I am so happy that they brought her into this movie. They didn't have to, they could have just kept it Ares. But the thing I really honestly loved about the movie was how it starts off with Germans equal bad guys, and then slowly throughout the movie you realise that's not quite true. They're fighting against the Germans, but they're not necessarily evil, and they make sure to point out that all the other sides have done terrible things as well. They point out that the Americans are the ones responsible for destroying Native American population. They point out the racism, the sexism of man's world. Outside of Themyscira, bad things happen. So they're fighting against the Germans, but they don't necessarily view them as evil. It's very easy to do a World War I movie and forget that the sides were very morally grey. There wasn't any sort of dark and light as the way World War II can sometimes be portrayed, but World War I, everyone forgets that both sides were kind of equal in terms of good and evil. I do especially want to bring up the music. I love superhero soundtracks in general, and what I was particularly glad of is that the DCEU is doing something which I really hoped they would do, and Marvel has kind of shied away from, and I hate. Musical themes for the characters. I love it when it happens in Star Wars, when Darth Vader's theme comes on, or Obi-Wan's theme, or Luke's theme. It works really well, and I was really hoping that the DC universe would get this and have like themes for Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and it's happening. Batman v Superman had themes for all three of them, and it had an absolutely kick-ass theme for Wonder Woman, and it continues here. That's one thing I wasn't sure about, whether the theme from Batman v Superman for Wonder Woman was going to show up in the Wonder Woman movie, but it's actually used really well, and quite often, surprisingly. Whenever there's an action moment, it's there, and it works really well. And I love it. I love the soundtrack in general. Yeah, okay, negative things? Okay. I've already mentioned how Etta Candy was a bit sidelined, but that's a minor thing, really. The only real problem I had was with Ares at the end. I don't want to spoil things, as mentioned. The final battle was so close to being really different, to being about morals, about how humanity did this to itself without the help of Ares, but then it sort of ditches it in favour of a big superhero epic CGI battle, which was cool. It worked really well, especially seeing Ares in all his glory. It's also kind of disappointing because that happens in every single superhero movie now, and it's not Wonder Woman's fault. It makes sense for Wonder Woman as well. She went out to fight Ares, and it works well. They didn't just throw in Doomsday for no apparent reason. But no, this was cool. I didn't have any problem when I was watching it. It's only thinking back that I wish they'd done something different other than the CGI fight. But it was still cool. It's still acceptable, and it's easy to brush over, and it reminds you how important everything else is in the movie. But yeah, that's my quick thoughts on Wonder Woman. I utterly loved it. I will be seeing it again, and I'm even more excited for Justice League now, if that's even possible. And I really hope the movie does well. See it. Just see it. If you haven't already, see it. Pay for it. See it. Don't download it. Pay for it first. Then you can download it all you like. As long as you've bought it once, bought one ticket, then that's fine. It needs as many sales as it can get, so there can be more DC movies, so Warner Brothers will give Patty Jenkins and Wonder Woman whatever it needs. The DCEU needs as much support as possible, and great movies, great superhero movies in particular, need more support. It blows pretty much everything Marvel has ever done out the water. I'm not a Marvel hater, absolutely not. I just feel their movies are getting a little bit too samey by this point, and there aren't enough true classics among them. Captain America Winter Soldier is the best, and Wonder Woman I think is better than all of them. Honestly, I think it's on the same level as The Dark Knight or Superman, the movie. It's that good. I love every moment of it, and I walked out of the cinema very, very happy. And I will be seeing it again soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to DC Comics Gamer for all your DC Comics needs, including daily DC Comics videos. I'm sorry this one's a bit late today, but hey, special occasion. Leave a like below and a comment, and I'll be sure to answer. What did you think about Wonder Woman? I want to hear what you thought about the movie, and I'll be sure to respond. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.